Hey guys, just wanted to do my reaction video to Black Lightning. I don't really know much about the show other than it's been heavily promoted on probably the most anticipated show of the most anticipated new shows for the CW during its mid-season. Um, it's taking over Legends of Tomorrow's Monday slot, and all I know about it is basically about a high school principal, or he was a former superhero slash vigilante who gave up that life for his family's sake, and it seems like crime is still rampant in this town and things have not improved, and so now he's reluctantly forced to take on the mantle again. And I just thought, I don't know much about like his comic book version of him. I think he was in an episode of Static Shock when I was growing up, if I'm not mistaken. No, oh no, I take that back. I think I remember seeing. I think the one time I saw Black Lightning was he was a member of like the Insurgency and the Injustice Gods Among Us prequel comic book series. But other than that, I just thought it'd be cool just to like go into this series cold and just let it have more of an element of surprise. Granted, I'm probably going to mute some of the audios because I use a lot of soundtracks, and I just had experiences where whenever I try to upload videos of episodes of shows that have had let's use soundtracks that they've gotten blocked. So if the audio is going to be muted during certain clips, then that's why. And so I just want to give you advance notice for that.
Your hands, stop now! Don't shoot! All right, everybody, just calm down.
Okay.
Man, put them up on the dashboard. Alyssa, put your hands on the dashboard.
I have the right to videotape if I want to.
Damn it, Alyssa, just do it now. The liquor store just got robbed. And I'm sure the description is what? A black man dressed in a suit and tie, getaway car, a mid-sized Volvo wagon. You have a good night, Sarah.
This was the night, in the rain, with thunder and lightning as a witness, that Black Lightning was born again.
Last night, the hero, he was black. He said, this is for the street. Black Lightning's back.
Half of her attitude is your responsibility.
Jeff, Anissa has not been in our custody for quite some time now. Now, I know it's hard for you to swallow, but she's not a child anymore. She's a grown woman.
Yeah, legally true. But emotionally and financially, she is still in my care and always in my world.
I'm actually kind of proud of her. She's a lot like you, Jeff. Always wanting to help, always fighting for change.
You are beautiful.
Don't do that.
What?
You know what?
I'm gonna run to the restroom while you talk to your friends. Excuse me.
Nah,
I'm sorry?
chill. Chill. I'm talking to you, man. Why you gotta do that in front of my girl? You know I'm good for him. I'm gonna get you your money.
Don't say that. I'm not his girl. I just met him tonight, I swear.
Hey, shut up. As a matter of fact, I think your girl should start putting in some work over at the Seahorse Motel to pay down some of that debt.
Holy hell.
We good?
Yeah.
I don't even know this dude.
Sorry,
You know what? I thought you were kind of cute until I found out you were somebody's bitch.
Hey, man, I like this girl, man.
up for something or fought for anything. Lightning came with no rain. I saw a superhero last night. He was black. He said, "This is for the hood. Black Lightning's back."
That guy got balls.
Plague through this city. Hell, through this world.
Okay, you know what? Let's cut through the poetry and just talk real. Now, the purpose of Black Lightning was to kill Tobias for literally shoving my father's articles down his throat until he died. Then it was because of crime bosses, crooked politicians, every small-time street thug that had snatched a purse or robbed a store. You see, there's no end, Gambi. There's no bottom for Black Lightning. And the only loser in all of it is me.
I can't stay here with the girls and just watch you kill yourself.
I promise. No more.
See, that's a curious question. Why is he a vigilante? Why is he a vigilante, but other communities have folks with superpowers and all of a sudden they're heroes? This shows you how in this country,
Hey.
I watched this every year on my birthday since then.
Oh, wait. Oh, he's got his own oh, nice.
I wouldn't have seen my kids graduate college, the first black president, or my grandkids if it wasn't for Black Lightning.
Grabbing on her like that.
You need to get up out my face.
You are not a student here, and I'm asking you to leave before I call the police.
Bitch, I told you to get on my face.
That's it. I'm calling the police.
Who the hell you not?
Such a punk.
Let's go now.
Whoa. Now what happens after you pull this gun? You gonna shoot her? In front of the entire school? You're on parole, right? Yeah, there are cameras all over this place. Do you really want to go back to jail for a school shooting? Because that is life with no possibility of getting out.
You don't know who you're messing with.
You're right, I don't. But the police are already on their way. And they don't care who you are. They will shoot your black ass for fun.
Hannah, introduce yourself.
Hey, Mr. Jefferson. My name is Malik. It's a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you, too.
Woo, that's what I'm talking about. Everything okay?
Yeah, everything's cool.
Excellent.
Latavius.
Because I was told that you spent most of yesterday playing video games on your phone. What pisses me off is when you don't give it your best, Malik. When you don't put in the effort to succeed. There's a time to play games, and there's a time to focus on reality. And the black ass!
Okay, Latavius, that is enough!
You know my damn name! Now say it. Say it.
Lala.
Never put your hands on me again. You teach them your way and I teach them mine. I want these floors swept. And don't even ask me about your damn phone.
You don't work there. You just said you
I'm gonna do you this
way.
favor.
You do things his way.
But that means you...
Rated a 100.
Bitch, you should be.
Get your hands off of her.
Get nigga. Let's go. Come on.
Oh, sweet.
I've been working on something new.
He's like his Alfred and Lucius Fox. I like it.
Something better.
Oh, this is...
Should at least give a brother a moment to say something heroically clever. Now you just pissed me off. Please. Now I'm only gonna ask you one more time. Where's Lala?
I don't know, man.
Is that your car? Yeah. It was nice.
See ya.
Do you believe in the resurrection, Octavius? I asked you a question. Do you believe in the resurrection? The concept itself is beautiful, but it's a complete fantasy. I killed Black Light, but it seems you and whoever this is have developed an adversarial relationship. Should I just kill you now and solve it myself?
It's a sign.
These ain't no ordinary girls, man.
Okay, so needless to say, I loved that. That was a great pilot. I really liked that. Yeah, I mean, this like this stuff was like resonating with me on certain levels. At least like, I never like went to a school where I've had to, I'm lucky to go to a school that was more like, well, it was I'll say it's a double-edged sword going to a school that was more like upper class and didn't have to, it wasn't as like racially diverse, but at least it didn't have the point where, people had to consider metal detectors or worry about gang violence, but the whole like issues, but the whole sort of things like, police brutality. It was very topical, the whole thing with police brutality, and I visited, inner city schools and knows that they have to do the whole thing with the metal detectors, and I guess like the whole reason why Jefferson's been against having metal detectors in his schools, like he said, he doesn't want the kids to feel like criminals, and also it was kind of like I was not really on board with the fact that he had some like unspoken arrangement with like the members of the 100 gang to, my school's a safe zone, keep away, and I'm just kind of, it just feels like I can understand, wanting to, his motivations for wanting to initially get into the, become a superhero are completely understandable. His reasons for wanting to not get out of that life role is completely understandable, and it feels, and it was interesting how they pointed out, they've already established that this is not necessarily part of in the same like multiverse or part of the same franchise as like Supergirl, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, and Arrow. Although they said they would leave the door open to integrate it down the road, they just wanted to have like a more like street level hero who just kind of focuses on cleaning up his community, while the other superheroes focused on is like like an entire city, city at large, or they tend to like, or I guess like when crossovers and focus for the world at large, and I like that. I think that's a good move for this show to do. And he's like, and he definitely seems like the kind of hero who's more focused on trying to clean up his community and not so much as like, he don't like put. I think it should be like I don't want them to rush them pushing him into crossover. Like, if anything, because I heard that. Well, one, I know like all the other 4 shows film in Vancouver, and I think this show is filmed in Atlanta, and they've mentioned multiple times that it is filming a 4-show crossover is already a logistical nightmare, because it's not like the other 4 shows stop production to work on their own show, work on the crossover. They still have to work on episodes of their own individual shows, and then work in like additional hours to do the crossover concurrently. So if anything, it's like maybe they can fly Crest William up to do like a cameo on, say, like, I don't know, Supergirl or Flash. The one thing, the few things they kind of put out there that make it, and it may, and I emphasize may, it's like ambiguously connected to the Arrowverse, or at least like he's part of like a bigger superhero world with like, or at least a part of a world where there are other superheroes. The one that news anchor says like, how come other superheroes with power, other people with powers are considered heroes and he's considered a vigilante or something to that effect. Or it's like really other people with powers are heroes, not vigilant. Something to that effect. So it's like it kind of makes me wonder. It's like, could that be like, if it makes you think like, could this mean that it's on? I feel like I don't know. I feel like if it was in any universe at all, I feel like Earth want any like the multiverse from the Arrowverse franchise. It seems like I mean, I guess it can either be an Earth 1 or Earth 38 because I mean you will have like Flash and Supergirl who are hailed as heroes inspire their powers, even though they're kind of they're not like members of law enforcement, but they're members of law enforcement technically. They are kind of like fighting bad guys and policing, kind of policing the streets without any like any technical jurisdiction or like kept on a tight rein by anybody. So there's that. And I mean, I think I read somewhere that it's like usually Black Lightning was set somewhere up in like Suicide Slum, which was supposed to be part of Metropolis, but it doesn't seem like, I don't know if they even mentioned like the name of the community he's in or whether like it's within near any of the major any of the like other cities like Metropolis, not Metropolis, or like Metropolis or National City or Central City. But again, they want to make Black Lightning its own thing. But it's like I was gonna say that his thing about how it started to, like how him getting into heroics like for his own father's sake, where Oliver Queen was just to was crossing people's names off of the list and righting his father's wrongs. His is different is the fact that his father was murdered and he wanted to avenge him. And then, and the thing that both of those heroes have in common is they both went from their initial missions to just trying to be more heroic and trying to help like Samaritans and fight crime in general. And he's the one who kind of like you kind of retired from that because of for like similar reasons that Oliver did for a little bit during a few episodes of season 6. Like he didn't want to leave his kid. Both of them were men who didn't want to leave their kids behind. Didn't know when they were going to be coming home again. And in the case of Black Lightning, you can see how it like cost him his marriage and put a strain on his marriage. And he just wanted to focus on helping the community in his own way, whether by being a principal, being a father, and also just looking after his daughter. And it's an interesting relationship. How they had the one who's a rebellious teenager and a student, and the other one who works as a teacher there, but can't like financially support herself, and it's still like something of it still has a bit of a rebellious streak because like I said, she participated in protests against like the 100 gang, and I guess it's interesting to act like kind of like a big sister, almost motherly role, like Anissa to Jennifer. I guess whenever she's not trying to be more of an activist, and at least she's just being I just enjoyed the hell. I never thought like he'd have the balls to like when he got tased that he would just like knock those cops on their butts and then just blow up the cop car and just like basically torch the cop car like that. And it was nice that I like the little nods where it had Tobias White, which was like the mobster who had the harpoon gun and shot Lala with a harpoon gun. Wanted for murder. They had the wanted poster in the police station. A Black Lightning wanted for vigilantism, where It was basically just like it was like a comic book, an illustration right out from one of his comic books, and it was cool to see as like an Easter egg when Gambi sent him footage of a man he saved, I guess like a liquor store manager or a guy whose life he saved. You know, Black Lightning was sporting his old costume, which is straight out of the very comic book accurate, which is a nice little nod to that. You know, I like how Gambi has basically acted like, you know, mentioned his, not only like his Alfred, but also his Lucius Fox, like being a mentor and a father figure, but also like providing him with all of his gear and even the updated costume. And it was cool how he was able to, like, you know, alter his voice. Or use kind of like a voice changer, like I guess you can say like Bruce. I guess you can say Batfleck, or I guess something that their version of Green Arrow from Smallville, and then like his like goggles like change to black so they can help conceal his identity. But I mean, of course, by like everyday real life standard, it's kind of flimsy, but it's a superhero show, so it's not really, it's pretty typical. I mean, you have like cars, like all she's doing to conceal her identity is sporting some glasses, for crying out loud, and the same thing with Clark Kent. But it was kind of cool to just see him just like mowing. They had like pretty good action sequences, and just have people like the wire works, have people just go flying, and when he goes to the hotel and knock these guys on their butts, and I loved how much. I mean, that guy. I'm glad there's like they've established Anissa and Jennifer as kind of like, you know, strong female characters by like knocking that guy Will out like on his butt and just not taking crap from him, and also he just like got right. It was almost like hysterical how much he kept getting beat up by his cousin Lala, the girls, like Black Lightning, where he finally like electrocuted him to death. And I mean, he kind of did. I mean, the guy like was kind of a scumbag who kind of had it coming, and just the fact that it was like Lala was like pretty ruthless enough that that it's almost like topical, because it's like the way Lala talked to Jennifer, and the way Will talked to Jennifer is like, I feel like it's sadly not uncommon for guys to act that way and to do that crap. And also there's the fact that, but it's also kind of, I guess, like, and also like kind of a sad reality, you know, having to deal with kind of this, you know, like, obviously, like, you know, the gang violence, and, you know, trying to keep violence out of the schools, and how he was like, he went for this many years, you know, 7 years, without incident, and the fact that, you know, Will showing up and the 100 becoming more prominent in the community, it just feels like it did kind of address the fact that, that he can only like stay away from his calling for so long, and they was gonna have to, like, you know, just get back in the, you know, just get back in the game, fight for his community in like in this manner. And it's also cool, you know, to see Anissa like powers manifesting through like the PTSD, and how, and because I know, like, I've seen posted where I guess she's supposed to be suiting up to, I guess, become Thunder, and fight alongside her dad, which is going to be pretty cool. I don't know what episode is going to happen, but I mean, it's a pretty cool idea. I mean, I don't know much about Black Lightning. I don't know like his origin story, like how he got his powers. Besides, you know, besides, like, I should say, like, I don't know like how he got his powers exactly, but anyway, this was just a lot better than I expected, and at least there's some And I like the dynamic that he had with his ex-wife Lynn, where it's just like he's trying to rekindle that romance, and he remembers that it's like, okay, I couldn't stand you running out at night and putting your life at risk. But then when it came to his daughter's getting kidnapped, she finally understood that it's like, you know what, you got to do this. And even she's had to accept that you couldn't stay away from this, and it's just, I mean, I feel like this is gonna be like one of the better shows on the CW, or at least one of the better superhero shows, where I feel like I hopefully won't get bogged down in too much. I mean, I love the other shows, but I feel like most of them tend to get bogged down, or at least like Supergirl and Arrow can bogged down in like kind of romantic drama, and it won't. And it finally won't. And I feel like it will just break a lot of the hopefully like avert some of the tropes of some of the other shows, and you know, it's already kind of established like what kind of show it wants to be, and I'm just looking forward to it. This is much better than I expected. Like at first, because I thought like I never like get into the show or had the time to watch it, because I was kind of hoping like, I wanted to see how much I wanted to see, Static from Static Shock, like get his own live action series. But this is like a lot better than I would expect, and then I'm pretty much gotten over that. And also, I guess like Mark Pedowitz, who said he doesn't want like superhero overload, and that's why they're only gonna have like 4 shows on at a time. Between like all the DC TV shows that are on this channel at this point, and why it's like, Supergirl's gonna have new episodes for a couple of weeks, then it's gonna Legends are gonna finish up, it's gonna switch up with Supergirl, so that's pretty cool. And I'm just kind of looking forward to, getting pretty invested in this. This looks like it's going to be a really good show and pretty promising. But anyway, guys, what did you think of Black Lightning? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.